Okay, that took a while. Oh, hello, my sweet. So won't you come with me? Oh no! Oh God, no! You gotta get muted right now. Hold on. I'm gonna turn my. There we go. Hello, my sweet. So won't you come with me? There's oh so much to show in this grim dark distillery. So if you like bullshit or want some hobby tips, this nightmare priest nigh unbinary herald magnificent welcomes you. Hello, my sweets. Welcome back again today. Hello, Shankly. Hello, Mowgli. Hello, Possum. What up? In case I don't see you, good morning, good evening, and good night. I got here so fast, so fast. Thank you for getting here urgently. So I made a couple discoveries today. Number one, that Rust-Oleum matte varnish not as awesome as Pro Acryl matte varnish. Who saw that coming? I kind of did. I gotta say, I kind of did. So yeah, some of the buildings and stuff that I sprayed with my matte sealer, was there supposed to be audio on the startup screen? There was. Shit, did it not work? Man. Well then, I don't even understand. I'll fuck with it later. Damn it. That means the BRB screen's probably pretty quiet here. Wait, okay. Can you hear me now? I'm assuming you can hear me now. It's okay. I'm glad I'm not the only one that has had trouble with the matte varnish. Oh yeah, no. There's no like comparison between like using Pro Acryl's matte varnish just now and using like I can go get shit. I'll just show you. There is no comparison, and I'll just do a comparison for you real quick. Man, I'm so bummed about the music though. I spent so much time trying to really make sure. I was like, yeah, it's gonna be dope. Like it'll start off here with Too Good for Good, and oh wait, nope, you can't hear me now. Wait, can you hear me now? I don't know what that face is. I can hear. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna take this off because I have to run outside real quick. Okay, that. I'll be right back. I will be right back. I should have grabbed these before, but I thought, I won't show them, but I'll show them. Somebody order a pizza? I'm just kidding. It's not a pizza. It's just a bunch of buildings. Okay, here we go. EMO I put on so you're good. Sorry, boss. I'm sorry. Sorry, I apologize first. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So that was sprayed with matte varnish from Pro Acryl. Looks really good. It only took a very light passing, and it was pretty much very obvious that it was going to be matte. And then this would be one that I sprayed with Rust-Oleum. And it is still very glossy, which means I now have to spray it again with Pro Acryls. But hot damn, that looks pretty damn good. I think just a little bit of enamel, like weathering stuff at the bottom, and that will be very, very solid. Get out of here. Okay. Oh boy, I'll move these. So, man, I'm so bummed. I'm so bummed about, about the shit not working. That means I'm gonna have to mess with it more. Also, I'm gonna have to get my water. I have a huge thing of water. You'd be surprised how easy it is to misplace a gallon of water. Covered in stickers. Hi, Marco. No, Margot, it's okay. They like this. Yeah, they hate this. You're not even in front of the camera. It's the evening hobby hang. I'm not as on my A game. Evening Eli runs a little bit looser ship. I apologize. All right. We're back. Man, I feel like I'm out of shape as hell, apparently. Anywho, so I've got a whole lot of dudes to make. Like 21, I think. Let's see, 16, yeah, like 21. And one lady with baby. Holding a baby. Not, I've got the chat all fucked up again. That would be why it's not making sense. Cool, okay. It just kept flashing. I was like, shit, okay. Anywho, we are going to start pinning. Start pinning this body. That is one that I was excited about earlier. And I thought, well, hello, Dark. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. There it is, there it is. So I'm thinking that's going to be good. I wanted to start. I'll get to you next. But I feel like what's going on this evening hangout, I'm working on all the NPCs, the non-player character. Yeah, not Wilhelm and Bertrand. Everyone else needs to be built. So that is what I am doing. Hopefully everyone had a good day at work and whatnot, or day off if you were off. Hopefully everyone had a good day. That's an easier way to say what I'm trying to say. And that will be where we glue that body. This is going to be a Franconian bandit. I need to make 4. No, wait, no, these are the farmstead. This is the farmstead defenders. Not bandits at all. That is a bad mistake that could be made by anyone. We will not make that in the game. Yeah, we can fill in that. Yeah, we'll fill that in. So these are pretty much all models from the Dark Souls board game that I am just repurposing because it's not the best. It's not the best game. I like the models, but the models that I really like in it are ones that's like, yeah, I don't know what I would play with that. I'm more of just going to use them as like a display or maybe even a conversion, a really dope conversion. But then there's a whole lot of like fodder models that I'm like, what am I going to do with those? And they're a little bit too big for most 28 millimeter stuff, which means that they fit almost perfectly in with 1490 Doom, which typically all of their official models are a little bit taller than 28 millimeters, about the height of a regular Primaris Marine. Got off early today. Heck yeah. Always fun at the park. Hopefully that was fun. Sounds fun. I may have watched a certain film and it may have led to a discussion of the film that was as long as the film. That absolutely will happen at times. Is there which certain film did you watch? I'm very intrigued now. I played some Sekiro a little bit, just for a little bit, after I took the kiddos outside, and we hung out there for a little bit. And then I came in, played a little bit of Sekiro, and then we had food, and then I got back to work, and here we are. The old fluffy kiddos, that is. They like to go outside. I don't know. A certain film. Oh, man. Was it the one that you've recommended that I still need to watch? That's the body that this came with. We came very close to it. But we were both in kind of a sillier mood. And we picked something else. I'm so sorry. Don't be disappointed in me. No, I watched Junkhead again last night. Okay, so that film. Yes. So, yeah, I need to watch that. Maybe I'll watch it tonight. Junkhead is a very silly film. Okay, so I will make sure to reiterate that again. See, the thing is, you say that you like discuss the film for almost as long as the film itself, though. And that makes me kind of think, oh, okay, I watched a different film today. Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, see, if you're able to discuss it for longer than the movie is, I feel like it's probably got a lot of depth, or at least stuff to appreciate. And that's, we didn't want to watch anything that was like, man, I'm going to want to take this in. And I think that led to us, shit, what did we watch last night? Something that we watch, it's a Halloween movie. One of our Halloween movies, let me rephrase that. I don't know. I'll eventually think of it. Or I won't. Who's to say? Man, I'm trying to think. I will not elaborate on the film I watched today because I was probably not supposed to watch it. Oh! That's suspicious, Possum. But also... Curious. Curiouser and curiouser. Yeah, that'll be fun. That's a fun. That looks like a farmer pose. Farmers do that all the time. With a different hand, though. He'll have to have a different hand. Farmers never hold a firebomb in their hands, typically. Those are haunting implications possible. That's also what I'm just like, man, I gotta say that not mentioning it kind of makes it more. I would just make something up at this point possible. For all of our sake. But now I'm gonna know. Now I'm just gonna be thinking, man, what did Possum watch? That's a grief joke right there. What did Possum watch? Also, Junkhead. I need to watch Junkhead. I also was really, really sad when I found out that the game The Dark was really, really pumped about was only on PC. I was like, man, that's not sad enough that I'm going to commit to like getting everything I need to play it. But I was very sad. I watched a movie that's not out yet. Oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine. We're all, oh, that's fun, Possum. That's, yeah, okay. We're all on the same page here. That's fine. I appreciate you wanting to do the right thing. But yeah. No worries. I'm not let me rephrase that. I'm not condoning anything. I'm gonna turn around so you can't see my face. I'm not condoning anything, but yeah, you do you, Possum. See? There we go. I think that probably covers whatever I'm supposed to say to... I don't think it does. Oh, Eli, the dev said if the game gets lots of traction, it will eventually go to console. But it's a small indie dev team, so the time scale there is ambiguous. Oh, man. Well, that gets me really pumped. See, it's games like that like every now and then I get on like to go play, and I'll go to like, hey, what's on sale? Because I found so many like dope indie games just like, oh, hey, this is on sale. I'm like, well, that kind of looks cool. But you get a lot of But Junkhead is a movie that looks like a horror film or a Tool music video, but really is an adventure comedy. Hell yeah. Took more screenshots of my thing. Oh, hell yeah. No, yeah, everything that, when I looked it up, I saw the first image that you sent when you were first talking about it, or when you mentioned it, and I looked it up, and I was like, oh, that sounds fucking sick. So I was very, very good vibe. It reminded me a lot of the opening scene, like the setting for Alien 3, which is so good. The prison planet, like the penal colony, like outside, where it's just so bleak. That's kind of like what I imagined like Vistarian kind of felt like. Uh, just like the outdoor, like penal colony, or at least like a big chunk of it. I saw someone say it's like the animation Mad God 2. Yes. So are you talking about Junkhead, or are you talking about the game is animated like Mad God? Because if it's that, holy shit, that gets me really pumped. Okay. Hey, babe, what did we watch last night? Tucker and Dale. Tucker and Dale versus Evil. There we go. No, the aesthetics. Oh, okay, cool. Well, hell yeah. That's very rad. Oh man, when I first loaded a game and I saw these huge like B2 Blackbird bombers dropping bodies and not bombs and those stuff, instantly. Yeah, no, that's rad. That's real rad. Just dropping bodies out, the plane dropping bodies like bombs, dropping bodies like bombs. Damn. Hell yeah. Instantly hooked. Yeah. Yeah, I can't blame you. I can't blame you at all. That sounds great. That sounds like something I'd love. Man, oh boy, I'm sure trying to remember which body went to. No, this went to the other one. I'm just trying to make sure that none of them look too exactly like what they did before I cut them up, because then that'd be a little kind of wasteful and crazy. At this point, I'm just going to keep microdosing you on forever until you get a PC. Yeah, so that's. You are welcome. You are welcome to try, my friend. They have been trying for years to get me. I just hate computers so much. That's really what it comes down to. Is I get used to certain things and I can use them, and then the moment they're like, "Hey, we did an update," and it's just like, "Oh wow." So what if I don't want that? And I'm like, "No, you gotta have it." So no, you gotta do computers. Yeah, I gotta do computers. I've already written off mirrors. I don't fuck with mirrors, and I feel like that's the, you gotta pick one or the other with that. You either have mirrors in your house and you use them, or you learn how to use a computer. I'll buy you Fear and Hunger 2 Terminal. You gotta. I'll buy you the Forever one. It's two freak. All I have to do is just buy the whole PC and learn. And also, all the time, I have so many games already that I need to play. I do appreciate. I do appreciate that. Uh, it will probably be. I'll have to wait a little bit on it. So I'm really pumped that I'm finally actually beating like Sekiro, which I finally killed the asshole on the horse. Which, oh boy, you don't remember how gnarly certain bosses are in games until you go back and you like play them like years later, and how sober you are or whatever might also affect how well you play. But yeah, I got to tell you, the guy that's like standing outside the house that you start in Sekiro, when you go back to fight him, and he just uses a shit ton of spear attacks all the time. He's always trying to stab you with a spear. It's like, dude, I got a kid to rescue, and and then he kicks your ass. That's not right. This doesn't look good. I'm rambling again. Sorry, y'all. No, you're good. Also, the Forever Winners go up. So Grimdark Distillery Gaming Circle. That sounds great. Honestly, Hunger 2, you can play on your laptop probably. Maybe. It depends. So it just depends. They're picky. They like some things and they don't. And let me rephrase that. Some things just don't like it. There was a fly. Okay, so the other day there were like 5 flies like in my house within like a time period of like 5 minutes. Uh, if your hunger was hard, I wasn't as keen on Termina. I don't know why I didn't gel with it. Oh man. I need, yeah, man, all those games. I need. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. I don't need a PC right now. I got too many other things I gotta do, guys. Um, this body definitely went with this. What are we doing here? Come on, Eli. We got a different body here, right? Yeah, we'll make this one work instead. Like unhistory. Yeah, I can see that. I think Eli would like it because it's kind of interwar. I can see that sort of Trench Crusade coded like unhistory. I love that. I love that vibe. I'm trying to think, what was I playing? Oh, Blasphemous 2 is what I was playing before I started Sekiro back up. And before that, I don't remember. Oh, shit, I don't remember. No. I'm not very helpful on that one. I don't know what the hell I've been doing. As the day winds down, my grip on reality slowly slips further and further away. I'm just like, I'm just doing my best to be awake, man. But I refuse to take naps. We've discussed this before, but I refuse to take naps because it's like, I got too much to do. I can't sleep right now, and it's just like, but you're tired. And I'm like, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. It's like, fair point, fair point. Forge still has some rough stuff, but doesn't go quite as far. Most of the game has like some pretty rough content, so I'm much more hesitant to just throw it out there as a game wreck. Oh, on Termina? Okay. Forge 2 still has some rough stuff, but doesn't go quite as far. I'm trying a new hobby product today. It's called Flexinol. It seems like an interesting resource. It's sort of like blue stuff, with like reusable silicone. Oh, that's cool. First few hundreds of big Berserk manga phase, so I probably wasn't as shocked as I would have been if I went in cold. Yeah, I gotta tell you, if you're like, oh man, I'm gonna start on something and that something is Berserk, unless you are like already looking at really gnarly shit all the time, you're probably gonna be pretty like, oh shit, about a lot in that manga. It's wild that it got really popular. But perhaps it's not. Hunger. Hunger 1 is very Berserk coated. Blue stuff, yeah, it's thermoplastic and you can use it to make like press molds and stuff, but this flexi mold, you microwave it and it turns to a liquid you pour it and make a mold. Oh, that is cool. Huh. And it's food safe, so you could make edible miniatures. Now, is that what you mean when you say it's food safe? Like, you could do that? That's not a line of thought that I really... I got some ideas. Be a lot like the creepy crawler oven that for the longest time it's like, oh yeah, you use it to make little rubber things. And then eventually they're like, you now can use it to like make food. You can eat it. And it's just like, no, I don't think that works that way. Creepy crawler guys, I'm pretty sure I've been smelling this burning rubber plastic long enough to know I'm not going to eat anything that comes out of that little bug oven. But maybe it's just me, sort of. I think edible grief, just a huge CC. Fuck, that would be so good. I really like that idea. I don't know who we need to talk to, but that needs to be a thing. Oh yeah, no, it's 100% RedWetSkeleton seal of approval. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's you're buying an experience. Let's call it the ego death special. Ooh, grief jokes. I don't know why I'm picking up this hand. Sort of, but I think it just means you can use it to make chocolate molds without poisoning yourself on there. See, now chocolate was the first thing that I thought about, but I liked that answer so much better. It's like I am not thinking about the best opportunities. We are in the future now. We're gonna milk. Mowgli, that's the coolest job in the world. Shit, dude. Man, you're living the dream. Daydream. Hi, Margot. I know. You'll never believe where Mowgli works. Yeah, the same one. This is just like Jim and Tim Henson. Well, Tim Henson. Yeah, he made the Muppets. I know. Do you want to say hi to everybody? I'll pick you up. Don't touch me. Get back here. Part of the thrill for Margot is the chase. Hi, princess. Okay. I'm not in it for the chase at all. Hi, Margot. She's got stuff to do. She doesn't have time for my shenanigans. She's like, Dad, I've got shit I'm trying to do today. Do you know how many lives you just cost? It's hard being a paramedic. In training. Unlicensed. You know, I'm a bit of a plastic surgeon myself. Hey, when you're watching, you'll eat a 1,000 milligram THC gummy copy of frustration and to make a miniature. I can't stress enough how much that just wouldn't happen. I would get shit done. Or I might actually make a whole bunch of shit. Work in labs. I make dabs. My coworkers make edibles. Whole ass gram of tea. And I haven't felt about it. Actually, I don't know. 1 gram would be a lot. Tell my grandpa I grow flowers. That's so good. Mowgli, if you were making THC gummy copy of the child inverted, how strong are we making that shit? Oh man. 200 grams. That's a lot. That's a lot of grams. Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of the old slippery crispy, as they say. And by they, I mean it's pretty much just me. I just call it that. Kind of like Boke and a Doke. Just silly in non-nonsense words. But slippery crispy, I'm pretty sure that was a name that I started calling Oliver. And then we took a really good picture of him where he has one of his cat toys, and it's one of the pictures on the blanket that we got with all the baby's pictures. Oh shit, I definitely have it on my phone. Because we also covered it in stickers that are just so good. Let me find it. It's really good. But that's how it went from being. I also just typically Oliver just says the most nonsense stuff I've got his spirit and I'm speaking his truth. It's typically just crazy stuff. But he's just on that next level shit all the time. So I just have to wait for the moment that I understand what he means. And I'm like, damn, my son's wise as hell. But really, it's just kind of like me being nonsensical. I don't live much in reality. I just kind of... Okay, we're getting closer. We are definitely getting closer. You would be surprised how many pictures I have of my cats. Ooh, this is real close. Okay, there's the Margot. So that's Margot's face from the picture of her on top of the mountain of goblin corpses that I drew a while back. I was talking about that. That's great. Here's another one. Operation Space Jam was a government conspiracy. It's time to wake up, sheeple. That's just Oliver. Here's a picture of Kelly's grandpa with a fucking jaguar that he went into the woods and or the forest at Vietnam and killed. That's one of the most intense things I've ever seen. So now you guys have seen it too. And yeah, no, apparently like it like killed like two of his dudes. So he was just like, I'm done with this, and just like left for a couple days and then came back and they took a picture of him. And I was like, that's the craziest shit I've ever heard, Bob. Here's a picture of Theo that says, oh, oh, oh. I'm working on it though. We're getting close, I can tell. We're really close. There's a lot of silly pictures of the babies here. Oh man. Okay. Nope, I went too far. Shit, I don't know, guys. I fucked this up. Here's a real fun picture of Theo eating some flowers. Ah, he's such a good baby. It's crazy. That's when he used to have to wear a harness when he went outside. But now he's spoilt rotten and he refuses to wear clothes at all. Here's Greg and I on the wall. The old R&D. We're doing some research and development. Hell yeah, talk around. I feel like we're treading a fine line towards putting Eli into some weird Warhammer MK Ultra scenario. I can't stress enough. Like, I feel like if I haven't already done that for myself, and that's my gift to the community, is MK Ultraing myself and making the child inverted and all those demons. I don't know if I can show this picture. Oh, hey, I found it though. Yeah. It's so good. It's just a picture that Kelly made. A Corf is a tiger. It's just a picture that Kelly made of Oliver where he just looks like he looked like he was so high, and she was like, I'm just gonna put a bunch of stickers on there. And then we found out, man, there's a lot of really fun stickers out there. Here's a really metal pedal that Kelly painted for me. It's a brutalizer, which is Kurt Ballou's business card. It's a PCB. Let's see. Man, I feel like there's just, well, here's, of course, everybody knows that face. I've just been on my phone. I'm not going to be on my phone. I'm not going to just screen on my phone the whole time. There's a picture of a Togram. That's pretty fun. That was a reference picture that I used for drawing that. Yeah, I don't think I have any other immediate things I need to show you. And the picture that I was like, I don't know if I could show that or not. I'll just describe it to you. I don't know if it needs to be marked in this FW or not. It's not. It's just upsetting. I'm just gonna show it. I'm sure you guys have seen it before. It just says, please play for my son. Nothing wrong with him. I just keep finding shit like this in his room. And it's a picture of Thomas the Tank Engine. If there was a man inside of it, and that was his face. And Ed and I used to just send that to each other intermittently during vast time periods. This is a fun man go with the flow morning Eli grinds. Yeah, that's me right now outside because we don't smoke in the house. Yeah. Okay, go with the flow. No, this is fun. I go with the flow. Morning Eli grinds. I'm on my grind typically in the morning. And man, I'm just pretty much just like, ooh boy, my brain's ready to turn off. But yeah, that Thomas the Tank Engine is just a fun thing to just every now and then I'm just like, oh yeah, I forgot that that's a saved video or phone picture of my phone. Shit, I'm sure I've got something else really fun to show you. Here's Margot with a bunch of gnomes. That's always fun. Everybody likes Margot with a bunch of gnomes. Those are her gnomies. Just hanging out with my gnomies. Here's Margot in a tree tower. That's great. Everybody loves Margot in a tree tower. This is great because, you know, I'm sure the picture looks just perfect quality shown through like 3 cameras. Yeah, I don't think I really have anything else that I really need to show you right now. I should probably get back to working on models. Yeah, I don't have any more Thomas the Tank themed stuff. I've got a lot of garbage AI art that I made when I first... Actually, I'll just show you that. This is what I like to use AI art for. It's nothing productive whatsoever, and it's not art. It's just horrifying things that I like to make. I just made a series of old ladies in attics, um, specifically Sam's attic, and I just did my work. I don't know what you all have done to help, but I've really tried to make sure that when the AI does rise up, it's just a nonsensical nightmare mess. That's really all I tried to work on here. Yeah, that is, I believe, Oliver. It was, yeah, suit o donuts. Yeah. Oh, and that's the time that Theo met Polyphia. It is a picture of Theo in a bed, cat bed, merged together. I like the stairs that don't lead anywhere with the Nana sitting there. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you just need to be like, I want to make something really awful. And I got to tell you, one of the biggest things that I would do with that was I'd spend a hot minute just, not like that. You know what I want? More like this. No, more like that. More like this. And then I would put together something really just like, that's upsetting. That second I started hopping. And I said at the second, yeah, if I had $1 for every time I said, I like the stairs that don't lead anywhere with Amanda sitting there. Uh, if that's what you meant, or if you meant a different part that I was saying. Um, but yeah, shit. Pretty much, I would just make a whole bunch of awful stuff. Oh, I get it now. No, not like this. More like this. Not like that. More like. I mean, I'm gonna make something horrible. Yeah, okay, we're on the same page now. But then a key thing would be is I'm like, hey, I'm gonna show my coworkers, specifically my coworker and friend Doug, because he does not like scary things. And I would propose it with, hey Doug, do you want to see something scary? And he would say, no. Well, how scary is it? And I was like, I don't know. You tell me. And every time he was like, oh, I hate that. It's awful. It's so scary. And I was just like, ta-da. You got to make sure people feel comfortable and safe, and then you scare them when they ask you to. Not without. You have to get. And I'm mentioning, hey, do you want me to scare you? They will typically be like, no, of course not. But then they're the curiosity. The curiosity. Also, I absolutely thought of a wonderful shirt earlier. After Steve, after Shankly Steve posted the more haunting at me and Dana are going to make something horrible. Oh God. I can't stress enough. That's the kind of community that I want. The one that just they come into the room, they say something, and they don't mean anything, anything terrible, but everyone else is just like, oh God, what? I hope that that's not. Is that okay? Can you say that? Yeah, one of them that came to me earlier was after really thinking about how funny like, oh hey dead ass. It's just like you, me, dead ass, chainsaw. It's not a threat. I'm gonna solve the donkey crisis. I thought about that earlier. Or so it was you, me, chainsaw, dead ass. That's it was the order has to be you, me, chainsaw, dead ass. It's not a threat. We're gonna solve the donkey crisis. Uh, that was going to be my Instagram story proposing, hey, come hang out at the evening hobby hang. But man, I sat down here and I took way too long to figure out what the hell was going on with everything that I tried to do today that didn't do anything. Ah! So, hi all. This is mine, an evil Nana's godless unchild. We created behind the reach of God's light. The seed of Eden is rotting and time has run away from you, son of man. The time is nigh. The time is real fucking nigh. I always really, 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 really liked that. The very first time that I saw 28 Days Later, that was like, I think the most iconic image in that movie for me is when he's going up the stairs and at the church, and on the wall, like someone has like climbed up, because it's like you wouldn't be able to do that easily. And spray painted at the end is real fucking nigh. I was like, man, that is a very pretty shot in that film. Uh, but also, that's like, man, that's some fucking world building. It's very good, very memorable. I don't know if I would say it's world building. I mean, it is world building. It's very impactful world building. Just adding that little bit there, it's just like, before you see what's gone down, you're like, man, some shit's gone down. It's going down. Okay, so he's got a face. Turns out all these guys have faces. I'm gonna need. I want a bucket. Someone needs a bucket for a head. So this is gonna be the big bad. Uh, Otto. Otis. Otto. Otto. I don't want to ruin anything for anybody. But fuck Otto. Like, we're gonna play through the story, but like, that's not spoilers. He's like, you are the like the head knight, and like, you know from the get go that the story is like you've been betrayed by your like right hand dude. He's your right hand dude, so like I got to make sure that he looks very final boss ready. Which I thought about, man, I could have absolutely used the night that I made for Kelly's Doom Company, but I really don't want to cross into that because I want her to be able to play through the story as well with her Doom Company should she choose. So that is why I'm trying to make sure that I have all the little dudes made and not just using other ones that I've already made. Also, random side note, but hoo boy, the flames of war tanks, and the tanks from like tanks. They have some pretty sweet little parts that are really dope for 1492. Just lots of pipes in the event that I'm like, man, I'm not going to be a total complete psychopath and start cutting and hacking and whatnot. And so I got a whole bunch of little shit over here. I'm gonna look for some bucket-like style helmets. Someone needs a bucket hat. Which I gotta say, I'm not a big fan of bucket hats. I'm gonna take a stance. I'm gonna take a stance on that. I don't fuck with mirrors and I don't fuck with bucket hats. Currently, okay. What have I done? Currently running a mechanical Atreus armored conveyor. Someone spent hours making this, and another hour spent hours porting it to CD and plastic injection molds. Hell yeah. That sounds rad. Used to flames over tank chart on my flames over Rhymney. I was thinking, like, when I was looking at all their bits, I was like, man, this would be good. I did also set the insane like life choice of I'm only going to use blank things to build stuff for Flames of Orion. So I don't know how long that's going to pan out, just because I would like to play that game. And I do have a bunch of stuff that could very easily become that instead of scratch building all of it. But that would be fun to scratch build. There's just too many things I want to do, and I got to think about the best order to do them in. All these are not the right kind of bucket that I need. Man, I don't want to. I'll move this here so you guys can see too. That way we can all experience the overwhelming sense of, man, that's too many things to look at. But we'll do it together as a family. Evening Eli's all about familial trauma. I'm not. I can't stress that. Okay, so these are great. Well, Evening Eli's batting one for one right now. Well, we've yet to see. I did encourage some things. Maybe that will come back. I don't give a shit though. I'm just keeping it real. What the fuck is that? Why is it stuck in my head all the time? That'd be a pretty cool little square helmet, but I don't know. I'm not showing that. Now that, though, that is a fun shape. That's a headlight, or it was. It's supposed to be. Oh no! Bye, Mowgli! I gotta go, everyone. I had a good time. Had a great time, Mowgli. Bye. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'll say the cars that ate Paris is an absolute blast of film horror comedy. Good night, Mowgli. Thanks for stopping in. Inspired the buzzards from Mad Max Fury Road. Yeah, no, I've not seen the cars that ate Paris, but I did know that they were an homage to that from Fury Road. I've got the Fury Road art concept book right here. There's a couple different spots where they talk about that, But I think I actually read that before. I think shortly after the film came out. I think I saw that. So I'm really looking for like a dome. Oh, okay. Well, hey, there we go. Is that the same thing that I just picked up? Nope. That is a dome. Yeah. All right. That's kind of cool. These are kind of cool. They're probably too big though. Well, let's see. How's this guy's head going to look? That's too big. What about this one? That would work. That one's too big though. You guys are kind of cool. They run on blood. That is a cool tagline. They run on blood. Okay, maybe. Now hold on. Ho ho ho! Now that is a proper bucket helmet, but it's like a round bucket. A pail. That's not the same thing. I don't know shit about buckets and shapes. I never said that I did. I can't stress enough, if you guys are ever on like some kind of game show and they're like, we need to like answer a question about buckets or pails, this is me telling you right now, do not phone me. I will not be able to help you. Or if it's like some crazy psychopath situation where it's just like, I'm gonna, like if you get abducted by a psychopath and they're like, you better be able to tell me this, don't put that on me. That's the kind of shit that I'm worried about at this point. You know what I mean? You guys know what I mean. These are normal thoughts. I wonder what kind of car this was. Ford. I don't have it. It's an old, like, 70-year-old model. No, that's not 70. It's probably like 20, 25, 30. 70, 80, 200. Hundreds of years old. What do I know? Wait a minute. That could be cool too. All right, get back in there. Now that could be a pretty good little hat. Not for those guys though. It's too big. What about this? I'm back, but you're on mute. I'm watching the kiddo play No Man's Sky. Hell yeah. Shoot me a thumbs up on the screen if you're hanging. Oh wait, I don't know. I don't know. Brian invited me. I don't know how to do sign language. Maybe. Man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to make it. Best news ever. Hell yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to say. Eli said he don't know and gesticulated. I did a whole bunch of I don't know. Trying to explain. I read give me a thumbs up and I was like, hell yeah, I can give a thumbs up. And I was like, shit, I'm supposed to do that to explain if I can or can't do the thing. And I just fucked that up because like I was like, man, I want to. That sounds great. Oh, middle ground news ever. The most middle ground news ever. I'm so sorry. Brian sent me an invite, but I was like, hey, I just want to make sure that it's like not an inconvenience. If it's not, then yeah, that sounds wonderful. I love a lukewarm. We love a nice lukewarm piece of news and cold as shit coffee. A real bunch of sickos here, and I'm very proud. Just real strange crew. Someone's got to be strange crew. So I feel like if you can be good strange crew, then it's good. It's the moment that you're like, okay, well, where do we draw the line? It's good strange, and just like there's a very firm line. As long as you don't go past that, then it's just like, okay, that looks like it could be. Nope, it's got a big goofy thing on it. Man, all these got too many different little things. What about that? Is that a good size head? Show me your head. Eli, I think they invited because they want you there. I doubt it's an inconvenience. That is true. I didn't know about that's a good little hat. Man, that's going to be, yeah, that looks like a real silly old bucket night hat. No, the thought was I didn't want to be invited, not by Brian, and then be afraid that Brian's just like, oh, well, they want him there, so then they invite like me. So then it's just like, yeah, Eli, I want to know, given you drink your coffee cold, why don't you just become an iced coffee enjoyer? Because I have hope. Until my hope dies, I won't just give up. Uh, I like I like Dark Souls. I like to fight the fight. It's pointless, and I want to be a normal person that can have regular coffee. It also does ruin the bit a little bit, which I can't stress enough. It's not an intentional bit. It's just more of a. At this point, I have accepted that. Like, yeah, that's a thing I do on stream sometimes, and people like that, and I'm fine with that. That's a good bucket hat too. Might be a little too big. We'll find out. There's only so much we can do about the bucket size. You know, God gives you one bucket, and you make for yourself another. You switch to iced coffee, motherfucker. I'm subbing so fast. I don't. Yeah, I like iced coffee, but it's not. I'm subbing so fast, motherfucker. Very spiteful too. Raised them real spiteful. Really insane things. It's good. It's good. It's for the best. This is what we need. I'm gonna make the world better in my way. People are gonna get weird. That's just a fact. What the fuck is even this? I don't remember putting that in there. What the hell is even that? Oh man. Well, this is just even a worse one. No, none of this is useful for what I'm doing now. I'm sure this has to be like not the most pleasant ASMR. That's not a square or a bucket. Now see, some of these I was really smart, and I put little name tags on so I wouldn't do this. But then, of course, because I have too much shit everywhere, but I kicked it over and half of it spilled, and so sometimes it's just like not even accurate. What the hell is even that? Dials? Oh, those are cool. Not helpful for right now, but they are cool. Oh boy. I'm probably just going to be using... Was that a Gundam part? No, it's a gun. These are just little cubes. Fans. This looks a little promising, but maybe not the most promising. That ruins the bit. I can't ruin the bit. It's all for the bit. I can't stress enough the amount of work and time that I was willing to put in to make an OnlyFans page for the bit. It only stopped because it got to the point that I was like, this is actually just counterproductive of what I should be doing with my time. I really find it funny because it's one of those things where it's just like, it's not sexual, but it is technically, not intentionally, but technically, and it is. Most of the things that I make do have some psychosexual element. So yes, it is content like that, but no, not the content that you assume that it is. But whether or not you assume that it is, that's the end of the day. At the end of the day, I can only joke and a little bit about, like, I mean, technically I could just put pictures of my feet, because I refuse to believe that nobody just looks at my hands and is like, that's a space out. Are we talking about fingering bits? Maybe. I was talking about starting an OnlyFans specifically to do just this, like just model making, because I like the bit of, and I posted a picture on my story, and it was just like, this is as explicit as it's going to get. And it was a picture of me essentially holding up a very large zucchini. And it's just, the joke is, it's like, yeah, this kind of has like a dick shape, but it's not a dick. And that's kind of the same thing that I hold up all the time. And then the music that I put on there was Nasty by Ariana Grande. And it's just like, well, sometimes I talk about how I like Ariana Grande, and there's some pretty gross stuff in there, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that's about as technically sexual as it gets. But then you get into the other line of that, and you're thinking, well, what if I just posted a picture of my foot? That's not at all. But then it completely is, and you're like, well, It's hard, you know. Morality is a hard thing, and I'm just trying to answer the question. Oh fuck, dog. Evening, Hank. Sick. Hell yeah, dog. Ebali becoming an SW on technicality is wild. SW. Oh, I get it. Here for it though. So that's the thing, and that's the other thing. Like, one, I don't. No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. We're not doing the foot thing. I draw the line there. I do refuse to believe, though. I'm not. I'm trying to explain why I'm not. I'm trying to do a hard sell on why I have not started one. And it's because the moment that I think about it, it's like if I make one and someone asks me in a like lie detector kind of style test, oh, is it like sex stuff? It's like there's no way that I can answer that won't be kind of if I'm talking about like my models, because it's just like, oh yeah, well you might, log on and there's going to be a very clearly phallic shaped demon. Um, so technically, yeah, but there's no way to answer that in just a yes or no. You could tell it's the evening hobby hangout. Yeah, I'm sorry guys. I'm hoping this is fine. I'm not doing as much teaching. It's more of just a hangout. Hobby hangout after dark. It is RedWetSkeleton after dark at night. At night. Man, so I think that actually is probably Kelly's favorite episode of SpongeBob. Um, Mine is probably, I think it's probably the Magic Conch, because the opening scene is the funniest part of that show for me is when they're just like, Squidward, you won't fit in, you won't fit in, and then they get in there and he goes, well, this is just stupid. And like, I had that picture saved on like I sent that so much at work. um, when the fuck you gonna get polygraphed? That is a good question. Although, to be honest, earlier we were talking about putting him through some sort of THC infused Warhammer MK Ultra thing. So I mean, so that's the thing. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I can't stress enough. I don't want to. I don't want to be just that guy. I want to show you the things that I love, but also it's just like, hey, I'm here to hang. And then a creepy thumbs up, and then just put whatever you want on there, and then cut it, send it out to the world. And that's how I think marketing should work. Yeah. Wait, remind me to DM you about the SpongeBob Eldritch Horror Dream I had like 6 years ago. Is there any way that you can explain that now? Because now I'm not going to be able to move past that. And it was Dark responding to you. Possum, you can't. Yeah, okay. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like Possum, I'm going to need more. I'm going to need more about that. And please be as vivid as need be. Because I'm probably going to talk about that or think about that a lot. Man, okay, man, I'm just thinking about it. I mean, SpongeBob is pretty eldritch horror. Like, I can't stress enough. Sponges, he does a lot of stuff in that show that's pretty fucking horrifying if you think about it from like, what if he wasn't a sponge? Or like, what if, other people were like, man, that's kind of strange that he can grow other smaller versions of himself all over his body and then they just go back in. Like, where do they go? I do like the part where he eats all of his hands. You know how much I love auto cannibalism. But don't put that on a shirt, everybody. I'm sorry, I'm looking at bits and shit over here. Man. And a fucking crab. There's just a crab in here. What are you doing with your life, Eli? Come on. You don't need to bring the crab. Sometimes I wonder where I put things, because I got so much shit. Which is why I try to use it to make all the other shit. Positive note though, never ending supplies if you build everything out of trash, am I right? Sorry, I'll come back. I'll come back in front of the camera. Speaking of which, I got a pepper box. A box that used to have pepper in it. Okay, let's see. Can't drop that bikini atoll. I had a friend who had that phobia of holes and things. Oh yeah. Oh, but I'm nervous. But now I'm nervous. I'm here for it, Possum. No judge. This is a judgment-free zone. You don't have to tell us. A corpse is a tiger. I'm just kidding. I say that and then just get up and go smash something. Oh shit! I think I MK Ultra'd myself. Again. Tubes? Tubes. I was looking for tubes. Come on. Yeah, I do apologize that I'm definitely not on the same level of like, man, we're gonna knock out stuff today. The evening hobby hang is definitely more chill vibes, less productive, more of I'm in front of the camera and I'm probably gonna talk about some weird stuff. And I'm here for it. Man, this is just not what the fuck. What the? Come on, Eli. What are you doing? Why are you putting tubes down there? That's crazy. Psychopath. Yeah, that is, I mean, but I'm nervous, is pretty much how all good Eldritch Horror tales start. I'm nervous about doing this thing that I read about in this old book that looked real spoopy. And it also made my eyeballs bleed when I read it. But think about the possibilities. Think about the possibilities. Well, that's good. Just think about the possibilities. Think of all the possibilities. Tubes. Margot likes tubes a lot. I'm trying to find where I told my friend about my dream. I came across this gym. This is a sludge doom psycho gutterbilly band that exclusively plays songs about Khazad-dûm. I love that. Like half of Lovecraft stories start with, guys, I'm so afraid I can't even begin to explain how afraid I am. I couldn't possibly describe it. The Opossumnomicon. Also, like including the O in there, the Possumnomicon. It was there on that damned hill that I first laid eyes upon the Possumnomicon. It had all kinds of spooky shit in it. Like, all kinds of spooky shit. A lot of real, a lot of real shit. I forgot the word. Man, I forgot it. I need subtitles. Got it? My sound didn't cut out, obviously. I was trying to make sure that my subtitles were still visible, that I knocked a whole bunch more shit off my desk. This time it was the tubes. It was all the tubes. It was all the tubes, Steve. Ugh. You like that? That's what Namaste means. It means I'm gonna knock all the fucking tubes down. You like that, Doug? That's a good poll. Have you tried getting cyber eyes, Shankly? Yahtzee, Jingo, Uno, cyber eyes. And when I created that ancient mound into its moldering, or when I crested that ancient mound into its moldering chambers there upon a pedestal therein beside the accursed book, iced coffee, my sweets. Trying to think, oh boy. Yeah, the dreaded Possumnomicon. Well, now that has to be a thing. So there's absolutely, I can't stress enough. I feel like this is a good time to talk about it. One of the people that really got me feeling like, hey, I think I'm doing something good that people would like is our beloved Eric. So shout out to Eric Legui on here, also known as Light Hiker, I believe. But yeah, There is a character in the Wretched Merkborg story that I'm working on that is 100% based on Eric. He is an NPC that you have to go talk to that is in a barrel filled with rats. Um, and that is that is after one of the things that I like to ask coworkers. I can't stress enough. Like once I realized that I could pretty much say whatever, and like it's like, man, I check so many boxes. There's no way I can get fired. It's just like, nope, that guy's untouchable. He's gonna sue us because we're discriminating in some way, and it's gonna be some weird way. Everyone thought I was very weird, but I would ask people questions like that often. Like, hey, have you ever thought about like what if like you were in a barrel and like Jared and I were just dumping rats in on top of you? And like Doug was my favorite because, or actually after Eric, Eric was the best. Doug was the second favorite though. Someone needs to be hired to do those crazed live captions you see at sporting events. Those really quick things. I would love that. That or sign language behind me, but it's like very clearly like someone who doesn't know sign language, like the guy that they hired for whatever very important thing that was just a crazy man just doing sign language, just imaginary sign language, and they were all like, "Yep, he knows what he's doing." And he did it for like an hour next to the president years ago. So, yeah, Doug was just like, "Oh yeah, do I have to like punch him or something?" I remember seeing a thing where that actually happened. Like, yeah, and it was somewhere super important. Like, yeah, like it's. I know there was something that I want to say it was. I want to say it was Obama that was giving a speech somewhere, and there was a interpreter that just was not. It was at a Tampa police press conference. Okay, hell yeah, there we go. No, it's so good. I love that. Everybody that talked to me about it was just like, oh my gosh, it's just. I can't believe it. I was like, why are you all? This is one of the funniest. Like, that's just fun. Like, what went wrong? Everything about that went very fine. Nobody got hurt. It is upsetting that they didn't check credentials whatsoever. That's upsetting, but like I don't think the guy was a danger. I didn't get the impression that he was signing dangerously. I've seen people do that. That guy was not signing dangerously. When you remove mirrors from your life, trust me, you begin to see the world much more insanely. And that is when I knew, more than any other time, that I truly should not have ever opened that damned book. And this is just the foreword. The foreword that you read before you get to the Possumnomicon, and you're like, but what did Doug say? What did Doug say about the barrel of rats? And it's just like, I'm getting to that. It's further on in the story. But yeah, no, Doug was just like, oh, do I like punch him and stuff? Do I have to like smash? He's like, no, like, have you ever thought about that? And he's like, oh, do I have to like, like catch him? Do I have to like catch him and throw him out? And it's just like, no, Doug, have you just ever thought about that? And he's just like, Doug, it's not a game. I just want to know, have you ever thought about what if you were in a barrel and Jared and I were dumping rats on you and filling the barrel up with rats while you were in it? And he said, no, I haven't. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And that's the thing. It's just, well, now you have. So next time someone asks, hey, have you ever thought about being trapped in a barrel with rats filling up? You're like, actually, yeah, I have. It sucks. I thought about that quite heavily after someone asked me that at work one day. And that's the kind of stuff that I bring to the table. Now that is a proper bucket helmet. Funniest Lovecraft story is the one, and it's the one where it's a whole thing about an evil wizard. Yeah, and it's just a guy sneaking in with a gun. Yeah, no, Eli, I've never thought of that. I don't believe I'd think about it again after this. Now, see, that's how we get like a thing set up where I have to like set an alarm, and just to like every now and then just be like, hey, Roz, you thought about being in a bucket or a barrel filled with rats? Because that's kind of what I did to Eric. Jared and I set alarms. Like, we're talking like over the courses of months, like real psychopaths. We were in the planning department. I can't stress I can't stress enough. We planned out exactly when it would seem not conspicuous to ask Eric what is. Well, it depends if it's round or not. If it's round, it's pale, clearly. We all know that. A pail. I like it better. I like it. There's a bucket and then there's a pail. A pail is not the same thing as a pail. It's round. But yeah, pretty much we just made point to need to have someone easily reference what is in what layer of hell, so we could make a reference of that during whatever work thing we were doing. It was like, oh shit, this is just like that one layer in hell where blah blah blah, and it's just like, oh shit, hey Eric, do you still have that? And you're like, yeah, actually it's and then like he just had it hanging up there because it was necessary, it was needed. And that's the kind of world that I'm trying to create, where we're like, hey, maybe I'll need this information, but not most of it. Really only keep what you want, don't get obsessive with it. So I found it. I'm all ears, Possum. Yes, the dreaded Possumnomicon. We've heard so much. Soon, soon. Friday, Friday, Friday. Possum's throwing down all kinds of lore. Like a Super Bowl kind of thing, maybe. I don't know. So I think we're just going to stick that there and glue it. Hope for the best. Evening Eli does a lot less making things perfect. That's a job for morning Eli. Sucker. Shit, come on, man. Come on. Work with me, you son of a bitch. Who do you work for? We have a picture of Theo when he's a really little baby kitten looking in the mirror at a picture of him, or pretty much at a reflection of himself. It won't fit here, and it's very sloppily written after waking up, so it's too long for Discord. Possum, no! It's the ultimate tease. Now I have to know. I have to know. I have to know what SpongeBob did. Yeah, Possum Fanta, yeah. I didn't pronounce it right because my mouth didn't split open and all my teeth came out. That's how you know. That's how you know a charlatan when you see one. Piss. Man, I had a whole bunch of stuff that I was going to sit down and think about my life. I was going to sort it all out. Now I'm just sitting here looking at little bits and bobs, cutting little things of plastic and wishing I could hear a horrible... Okay, I'm in. And we're in, boys. Oh man, shit. Install later. No, later. Shit. Don't know. Phones. I hate phones. Okay. Start bashing September 15th. This is why I can't get on my phones. This is still okay. DMs. I got it. Possum, do you want me to just read this? I don't want to read it out loud if you do not want me to, but I would love to be the voice if you would like someone to read it. But I don't want to. I don't want to dox you. Oh my god. It's fine if you want to read it out loud. Okay. I'm gonna get a drink real quick. Oh shit. I'm already so invested. I've only made it a couple sentences in, and I'm so pumped. Holy fuck. Oh man. Whew. I'm so excited. Oh boy, Greeblin and Grebo, you guys sure do eat a lot of filament, huh? You're here to eat filament, kick ass. So I'm horrified how much filament we're almost out of. I'm about to get my ass kicked. He's gonna kick my ass. He's gonna kick my butt. SpongeBob, I talked to Flats for you. I used your name. This is an adult education program. I will not have bullies in my classroom. All right. Was in a store buying stuff, mainly candy bars and some other things. Squidward is mortally offended by something people say about him and goes home. SpongeBob chases after. Cut to Squidward sitting in the dark, writing in a notebook. His large irises have turned a bright glowing brass color, illuminating the room in the dark night. He receives a phone call from SpongeBob, who is worried about him, and asks him for a writing tip. Squidward is dismissive, or perhaps doesn't answer the question at all and just hangs up. But one of his tentacles has reached out and wrote down something else, very sloppily, much to his surprise. Shortly after, Squidward begins to hear noises in his house and becomes fearful, but soon SpongeBob comes in. Slightly maimed, missing a sliver of his left side, his underwear is visible as he had literally lost a portion of himself, and has to tape his clothing closed where it has been ripped. Somehow, whatever event occurred was the fault of Squidward, and likely a starting point for everything that has happened. It's really good. This is really good. Was something that's happened, but also in the shape of a sphere to better navigate the house, a fact he timidly mentions. Squidward, touched by the gesture, mentions the question SpongeBob asked about being a good writer. This is the point of contention. People had attacked his writing ability, a facet of himself he felt synonymous with his existence, and gingerly shows what he had been writing in his notebook, rather than the sloppy writing in the second notebook, which was meant to be dismissive of the question. Squidward has realized some of the reason people don't like him is he's an elitist asshole writer, and by offering his own work to be utilized by SpongeBob, he relieves himself of the chains of cynical postmodernism and is able to slowly begin to mend his relationship with not only SpongeBob, but the rest of the world as well. A fact he realizes will take time, but a journey he is willing to make. SpongeBob is touched by the gesture, and both begin to tear up. SpongeBob is still in the shape of a sphere and resembles a moon. As Squidward and SpongeBob get closer to the former's face begins to slowly but surely morph shape, growing many eyes, each having those large, bright brass irises that glow brightly as they hug Squidward, become some form of eldritch abomination ready to begin a new relationship with greater society and the universe itself. That was beautiful, Possum. That is a wonderful dream. Does Possum dream of electric sweep? Very well done. Bravo. Bravissimo. That deserves a slug. That's another thing I'm going to do. I'm just going to start walking around with slugs in my pocket. Like, that deserves a slug. I'm just going to give them to people. That's what I'm going to do at conventions. That's my new thing. Don't talk to me unless you want to get a slug. How often do I have to make that threat that that's something that they put on signs, like at conventions? Like, no slugs. We heard about a guy who's going to start bringing slugs. We don't want that. No slugs. Damn dog, now I want to get a slug. Yeah, man. So here's a disturbing story, and I need to make it very clear. Possum dreams of whatever the fuck that was. That's just the end of a season 1 episode. I mean, really though, that is very much like a very good ending to a good SpongeBob episode. Man, that was gnarly as hell. Because there's some stuff that happens in SpongeBob that you're like, there's no way that was a real episode that I watched, and it's just like, yep. I can't stress, I think one of the funniest ones for me, I mean, absolutely, I really love the conch shell. But man, the one where Plankton starts selling chum bucket food out of the truck, it just is just absurdist humor to a level that I'm like, how the fuck did they even make this? Like, is it just it's so unhinged. Hi. Hello. I don't know if they can see you up there. I know. It's Marco. Hi, Marco. I'm on the spray booth. I do what I want because I'm the fucking princess. And then that's when all the bass kicks in and all my eyes start to bleed, my eardrums shatter, and it's just like the frequency's too high, Marco. Why didn't I put a speaker in this theremin? I know. We're over here trying to make the world better and build sonic weaponry. We would have a sound sword if everybody hadn't talked me out of it. That probably would have been a good waste of time. I'm just saying. Still got a sword, still got all the sound stuff. Just gotta put them together. I didn't mean to clap right in your ears. I'm so sorry. This quiet offense, Slanesh. She surveys as she rolls over. Just, what the hell are you doing in my hobby shop, Dad? On my stream? You know we don't do evening streams. I'm actually not supposed to be doing this. This is very against Margot's policy. As a iron-fisted, blood-mad dictator, I really am taking my life into my own hands at this point. But, again, I want to be here for the community. The hero the community deserves, whether it wants it or not. That's too small of a... Oh, but hold on. Maybe. That could be rad. Yeah, we can work with that. I got an idea. Why don't I just roll up a little bit of aluminum foil under there? That'd prop it up right nice and proper, I reckon. Yeah, I gotta say, a little bit less productive on the evening hobby hang. But it is great hanging out with you guys and doing some work. Aluminum foil. That's not aluminum foil. That's just regular foil from a wine bottle. Now I'm mad. Cabinet smells weird. Not like smelly. Kind of like, I guess it smells like a cabinet, just like a clean cabinet. Give it time, it'll be real smelly, I guess. I don't know. I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't get smelly. I don't think I have anything in there that's smelly. Oh, I never finished what I was talking about. We found like 5 flies in the house. And after we dealt with that, I said in a jumbo voice, aka Margot Togram, hallowed be her name, I said, "Oh, nope, okay, ha, I get it. I've seen this joke before. Dead grandma upstairs. Called it. I'm calling it." It's a reference to Hereditary. There's just a whole bunch of flies in their house, and they're like, "What the hell is that?" And it's just like, "Oh, there's a corpse upstairs." Sorry, that might be a spoiler. If you haven't seen Hereditary and you've made it this far into the evening hobby hang, I'm kind of shocked. That's a level of madness that I've not contended with until a few moments ago. After reading from the dreaded Passanomicon. An act that I'm sure damned my eternal soul. Just that. It was Margot with a lead pipe in the library. I didn't even think about that, but I know a movie that needs to... It's not a spooky movie, though. It's kind of a... I just love Clue. And I gotta stress enough. Cannot stress enough. It's just because of Tim Curry. I just love Tim Curry. Every now and then Kelly checks to make sure he's still doing okay. And that's like him and Danny DeVito. It's just like, I would be really sad. You'll all know if anything happens. Yeah, I think it would just damn your trash bins. I think it would just damn your trash bins. Well, maybe. Perhaps. Tim Curry, baby. A nice cheese pizza. Well, I will remove the cause, but not the symptom. I can't stress enough. The amount of times I've been like, I'm just gonna fucking be Frankenfurter this year for Halloween is very high. And then I always get talked out of it. This is life, eh? And see, trying to explain that one. Ah, the gibbous sponge moon. I really like that. Now you too will witness the transformation of Squidward into the many tentacled horror as he becomes one with the sponge moon in your dreams. Why, that would... Yeah, it really would. Wait, okay, are you talking about the sponge moon? Just be Hexus. But the cool fire and skeleton one. Hexus. I'm gonna have to look that up. Wait a minute. Hexus. Is that who I'm thinking of? Fuck yeah. Is that... Oh, man, that's a name I've not heard in a long, long time. Yes. Fuck yeah. Dude. Yeah, Hexus final form fucks. Toxic love. Yeah, that's fucking rad as shit. Like, hell yeah. Hexus. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, man. It's like banana bread at work. Dude, now I'm just really pumped about Ferngully. Also, man, that tree. The tree is so fucking rad. Yeah. I haven't watched Ferngully in a hot minute. Okay, well, that didn't take long. You look down through Ferngully, brother. Hell yeah. Oh, the Frankenfurter costume. So yeah. 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 You know who I really like in that movie? Meatloaf. You know who I like in most movies? Meatloaf. I would do anything for love. Man, fuck yeah, Meatloaf. But I won't do that. I'm just gonna start like doing nothing but writing music about being a fucking werewolf or a vampire or whatever that song was about. That's what I'm gonna start doing. And I'm gonna do it dressed up as Hexus from Frankenfurter's lab, like if Hexus lived at Frankenfurter's house. Also, I can't stress enough, every time that... It didn't take long. It did not take long. There's some actual Meatloaf sounds good right now. Dude, yeah, man. I really do like Meatloaf. But it's one of those things that it's just like, it has to be a good amount of time between the last time I have it, because I really have to be like, fuck yeah, Meatloaf. Because if it's like too close to one another, then it's like my Meatloaf meter has not like reached full peak. And that's when the mirror beckons. Isn't that right, Margot? Margot, it's 8:34. I think they deserve a few more minutes. Did you like the reading from the Possumnomicon? Eh. I know. I don't know if y'all could hear her, but she just went, eh. It's a very... I don't think she heard it. She was really... Folks are serving you a log of beef. Okay. I missed half that conversation. Okay. I've never had a good Meatloaf food experience. Folks are serving you a log of beef possum? I don't know. I was young enough for... Margot beckons the sponge moon. No, Margot, no! I don't know where she went now. Jesus Christ. Oh, shit. Did she become the sponge moon? Fuck, is this like some pale blood shit? No, that's just Argyle. AKA Argy. Mad Money Args. Yeah. Sponge moon. It beckons. You must seek pale blood. What would you need to seek for the sponge moon? Would it be pale sponge? You must seek pale sponge. Yeah, it'd be pale sponge. Grant us eyes. Oh yeah, SpongeBob, but like every hole would just be eyes. Fuck yeah, that fucks hard. I need that to be a thing. I don't want to look it up because I know that I'm gonna look it up and I'm gonna see something. I can't stress enough. I just looked up something from Fern Gully, and it didn't take long, and I was like, okay, well, I should have known there was gonna be some pictures like that. Should have seen that coming. Nah, the pale patty. How does it say? Would it be the nasty patty? That's good. The pale patty. Well, fish it out, and I'll dry it off with my gym socks. Shit. I love that episode too. The episode where they kill the health inspector. Um, and and the cop says, "Better 86 those patty scrubs. We just got a call about two ghouls burying a stiff out in the cemetery." And I said that phrase to a coworker that had never heard that line before, and they thought, because they did not watch SpongeBob, the fools, they thought I was talking about a very different scenario. After hearing, we just got a call about two ghouls burying a stiff out in shit. It's something cemetery. I just Floater Cemetery, and they were like, "You heard a call about what?" And I was just like, "Jackie, that's disgusting." Yeah, and that's that. Dear, oh dear, what was it? The hunt, the blood, or the nasty patty? Oh, it doesn't matter. It always comes down to the hunter's helper to clean up after these sort of messes. Tonight, Garman steals the secret formula. Where does plankton fit into all of this? That sounds like a terrible toilet situation. It really does. It really does. Man. Life's kind of funny, you know. Well, I made some progress, and we talked about a lot of stuff, and I learned a little bit more maddening lore from the dreaded Possumnomicon, which I'm going to need more of. I want that to be a thing. It honestly seems very much in the same kind of vein of Sister Margot's increasingly horrifying stories to tell very small children. It seems like something that it's just like, yep, I need that to be out there in the world. Just, there's just not very. I want Plankton. I think that sounds like I want Plankton in the hunter gear. Plankton is 100% Ludwig, and his guiding moonlight is Karen. Oh, Karen, you were my guiding moonlight all along. Shit, what's Sheldon? Yeah. Root beer. We say root beer like that all the time in this house. You can't say it in the normal way. It will be met with hostility. Again, this is why I have like fluffy children. It's just like I refuse to adapt my household's ways to condone a young developing mind. Oh boy. Just like no, I know they're not going to go out and kill and eat people, because they can't leave the house just to go out in the backyard to play in the backyard. Nah, keep an eye on them. You gotta watch your kids. So. Yeah, I completely got derailed, but I was going to say, I remember every time. I remember every time why I don't dress as Frankenfurter. It's because every time I do, I get distracted, and I think, why the fuck am I not just being riffraff? Why the fuck am I not just riffraff every year? And then I dress up as riffraff, but not riffraff from the Rocky Horror Picture Show, but just a riffraff. And last year I was Riffraff the rapper. I like to do things like that, so that's why I have not dressed up as Frankenfurter. The year before was the year of Juicy Bug. The second year of Juicy Bug. Juicy Bug being the Walmart brand, like the great value brand of Beetlejuice, that you have to say his name 10 times, and he fucks hard. Like, if you call his name 10 times, he pretty much shows up and he's like, all right, which one of y'all motherfuckers called my name? I know you didn't do it by accident. I know you didn't just say Juicy Bug 10 times. So it's like he shows up and it's on. Like, there's no stopping it. Like, you're not going to be able to say Juicy Bug 10 times to get him to go away before he does something terrible. And after pretty much the funniest thing, and this was not intentionally planned, but when I invented this character and I went to Goodwill and I bought all the clothes and I dressed up as Juicy Bug, what I saw Juicy Bug in my head, it pretty much was just Joaquin Phoenix from Joker. Like the outfit was very similar to that, but just a little bit more Beetlejuice. And also, if he was always carrying around a old typewriter case that was just full of Guinness pint cans, and the story kind of changed. It also had documents. I believe it had documents, like different papers in there, because he was also a lawyer. A lot of backstory went into that character that was really just not needed and unnecessary. But it helps to build a character. Evening Eli also feels very strongly about that. But yeah, the whole point being that as the night goes on, I did not visit the trash can, so it's just slowly the typewriter case became full of just a mix of full and completely empty Guinness pint cans. And every time I would open it, especially towards, after a couple of them, when I would open it, like all the ones that are already empty would just like fall out and spill all over the floor. Why can't I super chat? I don't know. Oh, I don't know. What is super chat? What's super chat? Is this the riddle? I don't know. But yeah, pretty much every time I opened up the typewriter case, a bunch of empty beer cans would pour out while I tried to find. Oh, I don't think I have enough subscribers yet. I tried to look into that. Eli doesn't have access to that. Yep, I do not have access to that kind of monetization option. I looked into that. I looked into that earlier today after I spent time working on putting music into the intro and BRB, which do not apparently work. I can hear them on my end, but not on your end. And maybe that's where the problem lies. But yeah, no, I do not have enough viewers or subscribers yet to have access to those. I did try. I stay tuned. LOL. There is my fourth wall if you would like to go there. But that's all I've got going on right now until I have higher numbers. And I appreciate the support in any way. And we're not going to have ads if I can do anything about it. Yeah, I don't want any of that stuff. So yeah, eventually maybe I'll have enough people following to get like the super stuff going on. You are joining at an odd evening. We've covered a whole lot. Talked about why I can't be Frankenfurter for Halloween because I think about that and it quickly turns into why am I not being Riffraff, a version of Riffraff or just a character named Riffraff all the time, which definitely was starting from Juicy Bug. And I can't stress enough, that was a character that I did 2 years because the character had to grow. And Riffraff was a happy meeting ground because I don't think between all of us, I don't think Kelly could have taken many more years of me being Juicy Bug. I don't know if I could have taken many more years of being Juicy Bug just once a year. I will say the character was a hit. And one of our buddies, Noah, after a deer jumped out in front of his car and it just absolutely destroyed it, he got out and he was like, "Damn it, Juicy Bug!" Because I did tell him if you say Juicy Bug 10 times, you fuck around, you find out it's going to be bad. And literally, like, he left and the deer jumped out in front of his car, and he was fine. So it was okay to make a joke about it afterwards. He made the joke. I laughed. Haha. Juicy Bug. Don't fuck around with Juicy Bug. I don't know if I've said it 10 times yet, but we'll find out. But yeah, we read a little bit out of the Possum Nomicon. That was good. If you enjoy your SpongeBob Very Eldritch Horror, I know I need more of that in my life. And out of fear of looking up what the internet will give me, I'm not going to Google what SpongeBob looks like if instead of having little sponge holes, he has eyeballs. But now that I can't get SpongeBob out of Bloodborne's like lore, man, yeah, I need that in my life. This is definitely a job for Morning Eli, but we're doing our best. I got a lot done today, so I don't feel like I'm not being very productive right now. I'm being entertaining, I hope. Hopefully. Covered a lot of ground. Whether that is good or bad, we covered a lot of ground. We said a lot of things. Is this a different size hole? Yeah. What are you even doing here? Come on, man. Eli. Maybe on a different body though. That might not look as okay. Nope. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. That's a good bucket hat for you, my friend. Perhaps. Or perhaps it would be better on one of you. Yep, I think we found our winner. That's a good bucket. I do think I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller though. Are you not entertained? Ah. I just realized. I hope Steve is still watching and has his sound off, so he just sees that. With no noise, it would probably be a little less context. That's my goal. The goal is to make it to where it's just like, yeah, you gotta have sound on. You don't have to see what's happening, but it's just like a pretty much just a nonstop stream in your ear of crazy all the time. And I think some people need that. I know I do. Which is why I have whatever the hell song is stuck in my head all the time. And I can't think about it on demand, but when I stop thinking about it, there it is until I die. I guess, maybe. Who knows? Maybe it'll go eventually away. Can't think of it. At least it's not Pallet Town. I can remember trying to lay in bed and try to go to sleep for a very long time and just like dreading the sound of Pallet Town just in my head. Because it's just like, I just want to go to sleep, but I just can't stop thinking about the music from Pallet Town. Why is it in my head? Maybe that's why I find solace in things like Eldritch Horror. And that's when I realized that the pale patty beckoned me. The sponge moon is gibbous in the sky, beckoning the sponge moon, grant us eyes. Man, I need all of this. I need all of this just to be something. I don't know. Maybe put it on a shirt, put it on something. I need a lot of lore. I need a lot of lore about the sponge moon. That seems very key. Need to do something with that. This guy is going to be the guy who has a Zavia Hunter. Lavender Town theme is very cool. Just saying. Yeah, no, I wish it was it was just, yeah, Pallet Town. That is the one I'm thinking of. The one that you start in. It's like the very first starting music. That is just forever living rent free in my head for years, and then it was replaced by whatever the new song is. And I really think it is from a old ass cartoon about a little old man gnome and his little old lady gnome wife, and they live in a tree, and sometimes they fly around on a big fucking bird, but it's actually a normal sized bird, but it's huge to them because they're very small. And if we switched out the old man and old lady gnomes for like mice, that is, I think, what the game Mouse Ritter's about. But I'd be a lot happier if you could play as kitties. I'll tell you that much. That's what I think. So that sounds like another thing I need to fix. But until then, I'll just be over here making bucket hats for the Chum Bucket Mega Bucket. It's the Chum Bucket Mega Bucket. That's pretty good. Yeah, these are pretty good. Big old bell-shaped looking domes. Put a little visor in there, and that'll look real nice. Yeah. Let's take a peek over here. Is it a little too big? Well, that's a bigger guy, though. He's bigger guy. Is that one too small? No. No, it just needs to be. Yeah, okay. I see what I'm doing. I remember what I'm doing here. Yeah, that needs to be a thing. We're going to go ahead and glue that on. I mean, I'm making some progress. Progress, not fast. Could play the root RPG for Anthro Adventures. I just want Moss Cairn 2. Yes, okay, thank you. Martin, if you were listening, if you hear me, Martin. I need it. I need the Moss Cairn. And also, I need there to be kitties, and I need you to ask me to help with it. I want to help Martin with the kitty people. That's all I want. Let me make Togram. Give me a reason to make Togram Martin. So, I have a print that Martin did that I absolutely love. I've shown it on here before. Let's see. Fun story. Moss Cairn was named my Animal Crossing New Horizons on it. That's very fun. New Horizons is the most recent one, right? The one that came out a couple of years ago for Switch. Kelly was just talking about that. She was like, I need to play another game. So that was the last game that she really like fell in love with and played a whole bunch. Yeah. I'm gonna claim that Martin stole it from her. 2020. I mean, that's a good, yeah, the pandemic. I see. I took a week off to play it and immediately got a call from work that lockdown was happening. Yep. So I'm pretty sure that was the same time that Doom Eternal came out, right? Because I'm pretty sure Kelly and I did the same thing. But like she was just playing this very, very sweet little yes. Okay, yeah. So that's exactly what I thought. So it was Doom Eternal. We both took off to stay home and play video games. And Kelly's just like do 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 do, and I'm just ripping and tearing, just for hours. Ripping and tearing until it's done. Also gonna be good on this guy, man. I'm liking these bucket helmets. Boop 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 boop. Boopity boop boop. Yeah. Hence the Doomslayer Isabel ship. Oh. Wait, what? Yes, because everyone's putting Isabel and Doom guy together in fan art. Yes. I remember that. Hence the Doomslayer spell ship. Gotcha. I remember this. This is all coming back now. Oh, wait, there's a... in the game, there's a Doomslayer. The last thing I saw that had any crossover was I think Tony Hawk, Pro Skater. I gotta say, Doom Eternal, I never even finished it. I don't think. It was not Doom 2016, which is my favorite first-person shooter ever made. That game fucks as hard as a game can, I think, and that's disappointing. I have not played the Doom Dark Ages. No, I already lied. No crossover in games. Just folks shipping them because... yes, okay. Yeah, that's... I remember seeing lots of memes and stuff. And I really like that. Okay, I was going to say, if there was a crossover, that'd be so fucking rad. If, the Doomslayer could just come and hang out with you on your island. And every now and then he just shows back up just covered in blood, and you're just like, God damn it, I just fucking cleaned my house. You son of a bitch. Now there's fucking demon blood everywhere. All you do is destroy things. Why don't you know how to love? And that is the kind of game content that you get to see by pre-ordering now. Ever since the plant closed down, I've been feeling unfulfilled. That's there's a really, 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 really good bit uh, about I think their cat. Uh, I think my cat thinks my taste in music is bad. Every time I put on something, something, the cat either A does something to turn it off or like yells until I turn it off. There was a question that they asked on my brother and me, and it led to a very, very, very good just landslide of bits where they talked about this cat very quickly became a like middle America kind of guy. And he's like, ever since the plant closed down, I've been feeling unfulfilled. I don't want to listen to that shit. It's very ridiculous, very over the top. So I want to go to school, Becky. Why won't you let me learn? I support any time people are like, man, maybe my cat is thinking about some stuff that the cat really doesn't give a shit about, and then think about, but what if they do? What are they trying to tell me? Because it's very fun to do with my little fluffy babies, because I'm just like, man, it's just crazy, crazy, crazy around here all the time. And if anything, they just condone it, and so do I. It's just a circle jerk around here. Which, on that note, I think I probably tapped out on how much I'm going to be able to get done and be like, I'm still doing something, and I'm not just talking into madness. I thought Marco was on top of the spray booth. It's not. It's my wife going upstairs. So yeah, I think on that note, we covered a lot of ground. We discussed a whole lot of things for the good of humanity, I think. We are chat. We are the void. We are chat. We are the void. So no, I can't stress enough. I appreciate you all communicating with me, talking back. We are chat. We are the void. I like that though too. I also am horrified by that realization of it's just like, well, I do have a place to just dump all the crazy that's in my head, and there's people that like that, and I'm just like, that is a very horrifying thing that's very dangerous for like self-regulation, because it's like, oh, it's fine, I like to talk about crazy stuff. The void chat's back. I love that too. Shit, I love that too, man. No, even evening Eli is down with that real hard. Every now and then morning Eli, it kind of pops in and is like, you got to make sure you're doing a good job. Evening Eli's just like, dude, I tried. They're all in the walls. They're all around me. Don't you fucking hear them? They're in the walls. The rats in the walls. Also, okay, well that, now what if we were just bots and really just imaginary humans you were talking to them? I cannot stress enough that would only be okay if I made you all in my head. That is okay if I at least was aware. But if like the horror is, it's like, what if you weren't? But like, I can't handle like a Truman level show of like delusion where it's just like, yes, okay, I see. That's the thing. I've met Roz. I know Roz is real. But if this was a bot that someone made, that's just like based off Roz, that's a horrifying concept. Red Wet Truman. I hate that so much. But yeah, that's a big fear. That's a big fear because it's just like I'm already so not grounded in fucking reality that it's just like things seem really fucking coincidental. And like, yeah, you ain't met me yet. That is true. I know. We need to fix that. We need to fix that possum and dark. I have met Ross. I'll see Ross next year, I'm sure, at Adepticon. If you're at Adepticon, I will see you. But I know you're doing Under the Dice Fest typically. And I definitely will be there next year. Kelly and I both will. Probably be at Adepticon too. Probably going to do a lot of conventions next year. I'm really going to try to make sure that I'm at all the ones that are pretty big. Yeah. Fuck, I don't think you could program a bot me to hate this timeline as much as I do. Yeah, no, I get that. I'm too poor to go to Adepticon. I'm sorry, Dark. You are on the other side of the ocean, though, if I do understand correctly, which makes perfect sense. It's just like that is a very, very big commitment. Yeah. So like, yeah, I've only ever crossed the pond but once. Um, it was great though. I had a great time. Fuck, man, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something that had to do with talking into the void and rats in the walls. Have I ranted about rats in the walls? Have I ranted about how that the craziest thing about this guy is it's not like all the things like in that okay. Uh, Dark Adcon is free if you can swing the travel accommodations. Alas, I don't live in America, so it's a no go for now. Yeah, that's if the travel and accommodations. Uh, True. Don't come here. Yeah. So then there's also that. Maybe he'll get better. If maybe we'll do such a good job that people will be better. There's a little late evening optimism for you. Um, Unfortunately, dark is not over here, so reduce that does kind of reduce the amount of people that could be putting out good. But there's other people watching right now. They're not just in chat and stuff and whatnot. So maybe if we build it, it'll come. And by that, I don't know what I mean. But did I rant about the rats in the walls? The craziest part of that fucking story, and I mean this is the craziest part when I really thought about it, is in the very beginning, like when he does the whole conversation about when he's talking about his cats, he moves in with a dude. I don't remember the math, but I remember like it was one of the most recent times that I read that, and I was like, how the fuck did I not ever notice this? I'm also interested in how many international folks will be opting out now that things have settled into shit. Yeah, I can't stress that enough. Um, Really big fucking bummer. Very not awesome. I think old Bill might have had a good idea. Um, and by old Bill, I mean Ruin 501. Uh, he fled the country. um, he didn't flee. He did not fled the country. Everyone talks about the rats and the walls, but no one talks about the walls and the rats. Talk with them. Break down those barriers. Yeah. The first barrier, this is the first barrier that I'd like to break down. What kind of fucking psychopath is the main character? Because I think a lot of people grant us walls. Jesus. Fuck. Yeah, everyone typically gets really, and I did. I mean, I'm not. It is what it is. Everyone gets like really distracted because he says like the cat has a very offensive name, like his favorite one, and it's frustrating that like for years offset the insanity of the sentences that fall like that precede that, because he essentially says, "My house. I know that my house is like we need to put walls in our brains. We need to trap all the silly in um, before the pale patty beckons and the sponge moon hangs low. We must seek pale patty." Or are we talking about Lovecrafting and Absolute Free? Um, well, I don't know, because I mean that maybe, and now that you've said that, maybe that's actually a little bit more tragic that he would think that this was acceptable. Um, but essentially, the main character gets like he has a castle or whatever. I don't remember if it's his family's. Anywho, he's getting ready to go move into it, so he goes to stay with a kind so and so, and brings along his. I don't remember the number, but it's like six. It's like six cats. He brings six cats. And then by the time that he moves out and into his own house, he has like 19 cats. Like he moves into this guy's house that is letting him stay there while they fix up his castle. And while he's there bringing his six cats, he's like, "Oh, fuck, dude, you're not going to believe what I found outside." Like today, and also yesterday, and the day before, and the day before that. Like I've been bringing home cats every fucking day. Is it cool if they stay in your house too? Uh, and I often read that, and I'm just like, man, there was something else going on. Like, who's cool with that? Like, that guy must have been like, yeah, we know this guy's gonna die. Maybe he'll look. Maybe that's the life I want to get. No, no, no. I can't stress enough. I I cannot stress enough. I mean, we already know. It's just like, well, Eli's got all the money in the world. I'm gonna do good. But yeah, as soon as I run out of stuff to do that, like to do good, I'm just gonna get real weird. And I'm gonna build a labyrinth, and I'm gonna get a lot of cats, and I'm probably gonna have a lot of statues made of my cats. It isn't nice to slander possum like that, Eli. Look, maybe that's the level of cast on a fuck ton of cats. I can't stress enough. That sounds like the dream. Uh, yeah, castle full of cats. As long as there's no rats in the walls, just cats. Cats, a castle full of cats. Cats in the walls, but the walls are made for them to go in. They can just hang out in there and then they come out when they want. But I mean, they also don't really abide by the laws of physics. So that's the thing. That cat wants to be in your wall. If you got a cat in your wall, I'm going to get real weird and build a labyrinth on a T. That is a really good quote. I feel like just get the you, me, chainsaw, dead ass. It's not a threat. It's the donkey solution. And in the back, it just says, I'm going to get real weird and build a labyrinth. And then just RedWetSkeleton just says that. And you just have to be like, what is this shirt? And there's like a QR code. It needs a QR code. So people have to awkwardly try to scan you. I can't stress enough. I do kind of like the idea of that. I also hate the self-saboteuring part of me that doesn't want it to go to my page. I want it to go somewhere else. Just unrelated. Like bootleg the Labyrinth board game logo. Is there a Labyrinth board game? Okay, I do have a jacket that has a QR code on it. Yeah, that sounds rad. Like it's very hard. I can't stress enough. That sounds very like I have issues scanning QR codes like when they are not on something that you wear and like will over time it has to change, like unless it's like a perfect print. It's never there's no, it would be very hard. I would think it would have to be very hard, but it leads to a YouTube video of the Evangelion theme song played by it. Now that is what I'm talking about. See, Possum, these are the kinds of ideas. These are billion-dollar ideas right here. They're not billion-dollar ideas for good. Like that's just like chaos. But that's like, you take an idea that someone's like, oh yeah, we use this to sell stuff. And it's just like, yeah, but what if we didn't sell stuff and instead we just made people a little weirder? Maybe that would fix things. Have the QR code lead to a Wikipedia article, but like a totally unrelated labyrinth. I didn't even know until someone mentioned it online somewhere. I was like, fuck, that fucks so hard, Possum. That is one of the coolest articles of clothing I've ever heard. Like that, I've got a lot of dope jackets. That is really fucking dope. That's really hard. I'm like, what a wild jacket. That's so rad. That gets me so pumped. We need to make the Possumnomicon like a drippy as fuck. What the hell? That's drip. Yeah, that drip is just for days. For days. Man, we need more of that. We need more of that in the world. We need to build more labyrinths. And I mean, I'm not saying it's like, oh, it's just like my own private labyrinth. Like, nah, man, it's a labyrinth. Like, yeah, you can come hang out in labyrinth. If you get lost in there and you fucking die, that's not, you got to sign something. Like, I don't know how to get out of it. The whole point is I want a labyrinth, like a real one. So yeah, it's like, yep, you gotta, more hedge mazes. I can't stress enough the amount of like, the movie The Shining is a very, very, I don't know if you guys can see that hair that just kind of floated amongst, but that's not a good sign. That's a sign of some like pale patty shit right there. But yeah, Margot hair descended from the heavens. I love listening to Eli's wild tangents, and I frame them as political statements on old 1940s, 1950s propaganda posters. I can't stress enough how much I love that idea. And if any, I think one of the best things that Malort did was let everybody else do their marketing for them. And I cannot stress enough, if you make something fucking crazy, just nonsensical, I'll probably love it. like, I don't know. I really think the best alcohol ad I've ever seen was tonight's the night you fight your dad, my lord. And it's just like that fucking goes so hard. I want a labyrinth, but you don't need to pay for it. It's not a private labyrinth. I can use it. Fuck me, that's so good. And it's just a red army soldier. Or even if it was just the red skull, because it just, the context makes it look like I'm a communist. That's so fucking good. Fuck me, that's so good. Holy shit. I mean, it's true though. I'm not trying to up in society. I'm just like, hey, I think we could afford dope shit if we thought about things a little bit better. Here's some things I've thought about, and here we go. And one of them that I'm wondering if you guys have thought about is, what if you were in a bucket and Jared and I were just dumping rats on you, and you say no, and it's just well, now you have. And that was free, and we can all think about that. We can all think about that together. Hey, there's my hobby blades. I was wondering where they were. Oh boy. At one point in time I was gonna get off of here and do something. And do something with my life. I'm just kidding. I don't have any. This is my favorite thing. So I want to keep working on it. I'm just getting tireder and tireder and more loopy. But I gotta say, given that the conversation started with making a copy of grief or frustration, I don't remember which one, entirely made out of THC, and then me MK Ultraing myself with it, I feel like this is I feel like we're on a good wavelength. I feel like we've got a lot of ground covered here for science, for Margot, for the Pale Patty. I can't stress enough. I just really want to see out of context things that I've said that I probably don't remember saying, because they just typically come out in a stream of oh there, what you built? Absolutely. Oh, hello there, Silver Scratch Built Productions. I'm working on a whole bunch of guys for the Fall of Rothenburg for 1490 Doom. And I'm kind of at a point of really kind of being tired. I've actually been streaming for a little bit longer than I intended to originally. We've just been talking about a bunch of crazy shit. Most recently, about putting a bunch of out of context things that I said. A community. That's what. Bam. Building a community. Very good, Possum. A community built on sayings that are well intended, but very confusing, even to the one who said them. But yeah, I want a labyrinth. You don't need to pay for it. It's not a private labyrinth. Anyone can use it. It also might be a cult, but that's because that's going to happen whether I want it to or not. That I can't stress that enough. It's the same thing with, if we start going down that line, and that's how we get back to why I refuse to, why, even though I love the bit of having an OnlyFans, it's just I can't, because that's it's the first conversation when oh, is it sex stuff? It's well, I know my face and how it works, and depending on who asks me that, I'm probably going to think about what I say, and it's well, no. If Eli won't be called leader, I elect Possum as proxy. I'm a professional ninja painter and was just hitting all the live streams with ninjas on them. Oh, hell yeah, man. Yeah, I do a good amount of building stuff, but I stream every day, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. And then we were going to do the evening hobby hang yesterday, but pretty much too tired for that yesterday, so I pushed it to today, and did get some done, but did not get as much done. But to be fair, I did paint a fuck ton of terrain today. And that is pretty tiring. Well, I varnished a bunch of terrain that I've been painting all week. So, um, let's see. I'll grab some so you can see it though, so you don't feel like you came here for nothing. What's this guy doing? Talking about minis, but not doing nothing with them. Grabbing a house. So yeah, here is one of the houses that I painted for $14.92. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Very nice, very dirty colors. Inside looks pretty good. I still have to deal with the top, and we still have to do weathering. But for pre-weathering, I'm very happy with how weathered it still looks. Just for doing oils. And all the texturing and the grit. But it was a lot quicker than painting it just by hand. So, I'm very happy with it so far. Definitely will fit the vibe that I'm going for. Ugh. And luckily this one is matte, whereas all the other stuff that I varnished with matte, that is not really very good. But yeah, looks nice. Thank you. Yeah, I need to build a whole bunch of guys, 21 guys, and then paint them all so we can go through the fall of Rothenburg. And I got a few heads built. I hacked up a whole bunch of Dark Souls miniatures and a couple of different resin prints. But I don't think I'm going to be doing too much more hobbying today. Oh yeah, I also worked on Grief. But did I work on Grief this morning? I worked on Grief this morning, right? I think I worked on Grief this morning, if you like spooky shit. If you like spooky shit, here's some spooky shit. Yeah, I put the skin on Grief's face today. Sometimes Grief just needs to put a little mask on. Jing-a-ling-a-ling. Yeah. I would love to put more on, but I'm not anywhere near awake enough to work on Grief, which is absolutely why we started with this kind of stuff today, because after doing that for a hot minute, and then just dealing with the varnishing and matting of everything, I was not really in the mood to try and be functional enough to mess around with something that I've put that many hours into already. I know who I am. That absolutely would not go well. I would probably do some stuff that I would very much regret and just be like, damn it. And then we started talking about labyrinths. And the Possum Namicon, the Pale Patty, if you're familiar with the Pale Patty. As a professional miniature painter, I assume that you are familiar with the Pale Patty and the Beckoning of the Sponge Moon. It's pretty big in the community. I think. I would say so. Any input on that, chat? Let's put skin on. Yeah. I have no idea what you're talking about. Nope, spot on. None of that happened. None of that happened. I mean, it might have. Well, hold on. now did you join before or after the cult? The mentioning of the cult. Not sure about that. All right, no input. Too busy poorly mispainting a Soviet propaganda poster for platform quote. I can't stress, Dark. I am so excited to see that. Also, Dark, I like that that's what you're working on right now. That's kind of vibe. Bro, is there a gas leak in your place? So one time there was a gas leak in the house that I grew up in, and I had a dream that I was eating a bag, and I mean a fucking bag of chicken minis. Yeah, I've abandoned the hobby. I was doing. I get it. It's sometimes you gotta get the ideas out there. But yeah, I had a bag of chicken minis, and I'm just eating them ad nauseum, and like I'm just getting so sick. I'm just like, God, I hate eating all these chicken minis. Why do I keep eating them? And then I woke up And that's when I realized, oh shit, I feel really sick. And it's not because I had a dream that I was eating too many chicken minis. It was because there was a gas leak in my house. Doesn't really matter though, because I still couldn't eat chicken minis for a very long time. And then it was just like, the desire is just gone. So, but that's pretty much where we're at. Oh boy. Oh, hey, I know why. It's because I'm looking at the wrong fucking screen. There we go. What's a chicken mini? So well, shit. Now I'm questioning it. For some reason, I thought they were the really small, like essentially chicken nuggets from like Chick-fil-A on like a little sandwich. Uh, that's it. Yeah. Which I have not had Chick-fil-A and I don't even know how long at this point. Yeah. I can tell you what a chicken legend is. A chicken legend, now Dark might know about this one. It's across the old pond, eh? Um, but it was like a big old. Actually, we've talked about this. We've talked about this. We've discussed the chicken legend, and my attempt to smuggle one in to America and bring all of the secrets back. Yeah, God, I love chicken legends. They've been discontinued for years. I've been there 15 years. Yeah, you got me beat, Possum. It's been a couple of years, probably around the time of COVID. I think COVID's around the time. Maybe once after that. I get gift cards. People give me gift cards. I'm like, well, I am hungry. Uh, I have no idea what Kelly is watching on the other side of here. I've been trying to guess this whole time. Mm, I have no clue about Chick-fil-A. Dogs was canceled before we got one in town. Yeah, we now have two. Um, the one that we had for the longest time was a key point where they would start the long walk with a giant cross that's on wheels that they would drag behind them. And I don't remember how far they walked, but it's just like, I'm not really impressed if you got wheels on there, man. Uh, and also, why are you doing that? Anyway, I had it once, and then like politics, etc. They brought it today for work, and I skipped out. Yeah, it's like if I'm hungry and I don't know where it's from, I'm just like, well, I'll eat that sandwich. But it's like, oh, if I have to think about like giving people money, yeah, no, I'm good. I don't like to give money to shitty people. Uh, that's my thought on that. Hmm. Also, there's better chicken. Like, there's better chicken in the labyrinth. That's another thing. It wouldn't just be a labyrinth that's not only for like a public labyrinth, it's a public labyrinth. And I can't stress enough. I feel like it's very key that if we're marketing the labyrinth, the public labyrinth, when it is made, uh, I want to know that it's like, yeah, you got to sign a fucking waiver. Like the moment you get there, like if you go in there, like it's on you if you like never get out and you die because like that's a thing. Like it's a thing I want it to be. It's like, yep, it's a real labyrinth. I can get lost and I could die in there. And depending on where we are, might also be a minotaur. Dave's or Popeyes are the ghost. Yeah, Popeyes is. I love that chicken from Popeyes. Uh, yeah, my old roommate Sean, bandmate Sean, and we were really big fans of Popeyes. We ate Popeyes all the time. I've had their sandwiches, etc. Because the free food principle, and my sis worked for a bit. We staffed with queer folk, oddly enough. Yeah, or was staffed with queer folk, oddly enough. That is always interesting. Um, my friend Tommy, I believe, was offered a job because they thought that they could convert him as an atheist, and I always find that mind boggling on many levels. It's just like this is the place you're going to try to do that, like through work by hiring someone. Like there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with pitching that idea, right? crazy. People are crazy. I'm tired. We've now actually gone exponentially further than I thought I would, and I'm still just looking at the same amount of buckets here. But this was very, very fun. This was a very, very fun conversation, and I cannot wait to see the posters, Dark. I cannot wait to hear more about the Possum Nomicon and the Seeking of the Sponge Moon. But I do think I'm really tired. Nearly done. Oh, thank you so. And if that happened to me, I'd be pushing back to see how many folks I can convert. Roz, I can't stress enough how much I absolutely love that line of thought, and I'm right. I'm same. Like I don't actually know what you think about that. Would you like to hear some crazy stuff that I think? And then I like to roll the dice of, well, am I going to be honest about what I really think, or am I just going to say absolute crazy shit? Like, how am I going to try to out crazy you? Which again, I really think is the best way to handle prank phone calls is that's how you got to win. You got to win by you got to out prank them back. So it's like a similar kind of concept. It was Practical Magic. Kelly was watching Practical Magic. Sibling witches stir up a cauldron of trouble thanks to a family curse in this spellbinding tale. And Margot is laying in a little coffin bed. Well, she's laying in a coffin like she's sat in that coffin. Well, I am a proud card-carrying member. Do you believe what you're saying? Yeah, right now, but not that often. Are you dead or are you squeeping? God, I sure hope you aren't dead. I love Modest Mouse. I pretty much learned how to play guitar from learning Modest Mouse songs. I think the last show that we played with Fern Teeth with Ed, I think Ed played bass with us at that time, at the Monkey Wrench. We did a cover of Dramamine because that is one of my favorite riffs. It's very fun. Holy shit, it's so bad. I'm so excited to see it. Yeah, Dramamine's really fun because I used a looper pedal. Check the Grimdark Distillery. Oh, I'm so excited. Fuck, David the Gnome. Is that it? Is that it, Possum? I feel like that's it. Fuck. I feel like you found it, Possum. This is music. I tapped on the wrong button. Holy shit. Holy fucking Christ. Babe, I need to show you what Dark just made. Holy fuck. So, just some out of context RedWetSkeletons quotes on a very, very 1940s, 50s, like Red Army style propaganda poster. I want a labyrinth. It's not a private labyrinth, for mother's sake. You don't have to pay for it. That's fucking awesome. That is so fucking rad. Holy fuck. Dark, can I put that on shirts? Can we put that on shirts? Can that be on shirts, Dark? Okay, this. Hey, Sticks. Yeah, this, like, shirts or hoodies. Like, that, fuck. Please, can we use that? That is. I love everything about this. This fucks so hard. Holy shit. I want a labyrinth. It's not a private labyrinth. For motherland's sake, you don't need to pay for it. Anyone can use it. You just have to sign a paper that if you die inside, I'm not responsible because I'm probably already dead in there too. Or I'm looking for you. I want the 2XL crew neck small T and a sticker. I can't stress enough. Like, this is, fuck me. This is so good. I think Malort really, they knew what they were doing when they said, hey, what kind of advertising do we need to have? And it's like, well, what kind of people like our stuff? I may get this printed at an office store. Yeah, holy shit. Dark, that's so good. A very strange branding for the times. But man, it's good. It's very another core audience. Exactly. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Dark. Holy fuck, that's so good. Oh my gosh. Man, I just want so much very obscure, absurdist propaganda art, which is crazy sayings. Just like that's how you get a donkey out of the house. It's just like, but how? How is? Oh man, I've yet to hear back. I just need more out of context quotes. Oh man, I think we've got a list. I think we've got a list. At least I know I've got a bunch of stuff that I write down. It's just crazy shit. Um, Good ideas. Send me dead bugs. That's not a good quote. Don't use that one. Mm, yeah, I don't know. You ever drink a cup of ants, boy? That's a pretty good one. I'm pretty sure in my description of Rain Rain, I think people said that they enjoyed that. The opposite of Rain Rain, like in the middle of the night, it just makes horrifying noises at random times. Um, Man, I'm looking at the phone again. It's just a never-ending story over here. Uh, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to. Fuck, it was worth it though. That's so good, Dark. There's certainly more out there. Yeah, we can condense. We can go back. We can peruse the footage. Um, yeah, we can find that. I'll get top men on it. I am absolutely though reaching the point of just nonsensicalness though. So I gotta stop. But fuck, that is funny. That is so good, Dark. Thank you everybody. Again, I say it every morning. I'll say it tonight as well. Say it every time I talk to you guys. Your time is the most valuable resource you have. And the fact that you want to spend it with me means the world to me. Thank you so much. Until Monday, I will be in Discord popping in and out. I'm trying to be better about that. I will work on figuring out what the fuck went on with the music over there. I don't know, but I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. I tell you what. Um, and yeah, we'll go from there. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Ross. Thank you, Sticks. Thank you, Possum. Thank you, Dark. Thank you, Kyle in the Cloud. We had Silver Scratch Built Productions. Um, who else was in here? I know Shankly was here. Hello, Shankly. If you can see me, I don't know sign language, but I'm still talking. Um, I think that's. Did I get everybody? Mowgli. I forgot Mowgli. Sorry. I'm so sorry, Mowgli. Yes, Mowgli left earlier. Make sure you have the audio sources as the right audio source when you switch scenes. That, yeah, I think. See it. Oh, hey, maybe I don't have an audio. It just says too good to forget. Who's to say? Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I did. But yeah, thank you all so much. I will figure that out. And I will get back to you all. I will see you guys on Monday. I'm so tired. Take care of yourselves and each other. I gotta move this. Stop. Take care of yourselves and each other. Have a good one. I will see you all later. Take care. Sit pretty. Bye, friends.